Yeah, it's all a question of attachments. You see John Smith coming to you and saying, "Hi, I'm John Smith," and in that John Smith, the structure of that John Smith, what it is composed of, what it is made of, it's just a bundle of attachments, just from infancy. It's John Smith has been accumulating attachment to his mother, to his father, to his family, and then increasingly to his own body and his name and his sisters, brothers, his house, his little toys, his bicycle. And then as he keeps growing up, he gets attached to the school, he gets attached to increasingly with his country, patriotism that is instilled in children, in all of us while we are at school. And then attachment to teachers. And by attachment, I don't mean, lovable relationships, that are unforgettable or that influences, but actually also the bad ones. You get attached to your faults. Okay, John Smith had a larger ear than the other, and he would cover it with his hair, and he was attached to that defect. He says, "Oop, I gotta hide this. I gotta hide this. I gotta hide it." John Smith says, "Hi, I'm John Smith, and I'm hiding my ear, to you, so that you don't have the wrong impression of me." And then, as John Smith keeps growing up and becoming an adult, then he gets attached to his intelligence or his lack of intelligence, and he gets attached to his characteristics, to his shortcomings, to his abilities, to his gifts and talents, to his ability to remember grammar rules, for example, or to remember the capital cities of the world, and he gets attached to that, and he gets attached to, guess what? He starts getting attached to possessions even more. Hey, I want a car. And he gets attached to his girlfriend, and he gets attached to, eventually, to the car he bought, and then to his membership to the club. And he is that John Smith. He says, "Hi, I'm John Smith." And John Smith is all those attachments. And then he keeps growing attached to other things, like, let's say, ooh, money. Oh, yeah. John Smith started getting a good salary. Now he has a house. And he gets deeply attached to that. And guess what? To his bank account. And along that, attached to his social status. The social status that comes with wealth, etc. Or what? Or he becomes, I don't know why, he made a mistake and, defaulted and how do you call it, robbed some money from his company or something, and he gets attached to that. Oops, John Smith, oh yeah, well, I don't want you to know, but, I stole money sometimes. So, what do we have? All of us, what are we? We're just a bundle of attachments from day one, from the day we were born. Increasingly, we grow attached to our surroundings, to ourselves. And of course, the primal attachment that we have, or the main attachment that we have, is to our body. You say John Smith, and say, "Well, I'm 6'1", and I am athletic, or not, or I am obese, and I am 5'8", or whatever." And that is, John Smith is his body, first of all. And then all the attachments, all the characteristics that he has been able to attach to that body, including everything that I mentioned already. Like, for example, his possessions and his abilities and his shortcomings and his family and everything that he has been able to call a part of himself or his interest, and so forth. So, what do we have here? If we were to tell John Smith, "Hey man, you no longer have anything," he would probably freak out, which is what happened to many people that lose everything. But then, maybe John Smith would have a chance to really ask himself, well, if I am not my attachments, if I am not my characteristics, if I am not my shortcomings, if I am not, my attachment to my wife and my kids, and my money and my house and my car and my talents, if I am not that, if I am not attached to that, if that I am not made of all those attachments, then who am I? If I am not that, who am I? Most people would say, well, without that, I'm nothing. I mean, we've seen in movies, people, oh, without you, I am nothing without you. We're so attached to our girlfriends or our wives or our lovers or whatever that in a moment of, intense passion, we just tell them, no, you are my world. Without you, I am nothing. Because those persons, those individuals are so important to us, and we have become attached to them with such intensity, with such strength and force, that we imagine that without them we can't live, or that we are nothing, basically. And the same would be if you asked, Mr. Bill Gates, if you take your billions, how much does he have right now? 50 billion, something like that? He's the second richest man. Or we asked Warren Buffett. I mean, Mr. Buffett, you no longer have any money. What would he do? What would they do? Well, those guys probably would start working on something else and try to accumulate money again. But those are talented people to make money. But some of us, or some other people, if you tell them, hey man, you or hey girl or hey lady, if you are, you're no longer that, whoever you thought you were because of your attachments, they might say, wait a minute, if I am not all that, then who am I? What am I? Basically, what am I? If I am not my body, what am I? If I am not my possessions, what am I? And that's the whole story. There's where the whole thing begins, and or the other side of the coin, and there's where everything ends. Basically, when we leave this world, that's what happens. Everything that we thought we were, poof, gone in 1 second, finished. No matter how long the process of passing away takes, there's 1 second in which that's it. Before there was life and consciousness in our bodies, and then the next second there isn't. It's gone. Bye-bye. So that is basically what happens. All your attachments, all your identities are gone. Bye-bye. What is left after that? Many people say, oh, there's nothing, buddy. That's the end of the story. Lights off, lights out, curtain down, end of the story. Nothing. Nothing and nothing. I agree. There is nothing. Because definitely there is nothing by way of, or it's similar to what we are accustomed to looking at, sensing through our senses, perceiving through our senses. No, there is nothing like that. There is something similar on the other side of that gate, and it's similar to joy. To some of the unalloyed joy that we may experience. For example, imagine the best, the purest orgasm you ever had. And it's that, but multiplied by 1 million perhaps. That's what it is. And there is absolutely nothing. It's just pure unalloyed consciousness. Of course, what I'm telling you, you have read it. Most of you have read it already in a whole bunch of writings, mostly in Hinduism, Buddhism, and other philosophical books, and then maybe Spinoza, with pantheism and so forth. Maybe they talk about it. Maybe some animists too. Could be. I don't know. But anyway, if you experience that, once you experience that, you know what it is that I'm talking about. Before you experience it, you can only imagine it. But it all comes down to the same. It is when John Smith says, "Hi, I'm John Smith," what he's talking about is just a bundle of attachments. When you say, "Hi, I'm such and such," you're talking about the same. You're introducing to another person the same structure. The same bundle. Well, it's not the same bundle, but it's the same structure, composed, made of, by a series of attachments that you have accumulated, that we all have accumulated since day one. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. I just, I'm waiting for my computer to start. That's what happened. But anyway, this is all, we're just passing time here, and we have to go anyway. And so it is my time to go. So take care, and bye-bye. And who am I to say it's me? And who am I to say it's mine, yeah? And who am I to say you owe me this?